Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Sunday, January 19th, 2025, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside will be mild today, with a high of 62.9 degrees and a low of 43.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Coming up, we'll examine the significant implications of TikTok's shutdown in the United States and what it means for the future of social media platforms. Then, we'll explore the hidden dangers lurking in the aftermath of Los Angeles wildfires and what residents need to know about the cleanup process. Finally, we'll look at an innovative approach to maintaining solar farms across America, where sheep are playing a surprising but crucial role in sustainable energy production. All this and more coming up on Alex's News. Stay tuned. Our top story this morning: TikTok has gone dark across America. With us now is our tech correspondent Ethan Parker to break down this unprecedented social media shutdown. Ethan?
Thanks, Grace. According to NBC News, as of midnight last night, TikTok has become completely unavailable across the United States, affecting approximately 170 million American users. This comes after the implementation of what's known as the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act.
Can you explain exactly how this shutdown is being implemented?
Well, Grace, reporting from the Hacker News indicates that Oracle, which manages TikTok's U.S. servers, began the shutdown process around 9 p.m. Eastern Time last night. The app has been removed from both Apple and Google's app stores, and users are now seeing messages that the app is unavailable due to the new law. This also affects other ByteDance-owned apps like CapCut, Lemonade, and Goth.
What's the legal backdrop to this shutdown, Ethan?
According to Yahoo Finance, this all stems from legislation signed by President Biden in April 2024, which gave ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, an ultimatum: sell TikTok to a non-Chinese owner or face a complete ban. The Supreme Court just upheld this law 2 days ago, on January 17th. Under the legislation, non-compliance results in fines of $5,000 each time a user accesses the app.
And what about the political implications, especially with the upcoming administration change?
That's interesting, Grace. President-elect Trump has indicated he might grant TikTok a 90-day extension after taking office in just 2 days. The current Biden administration has essentially decided to leave enforcement decisions to the incoming Trump team. It's worth noting that Attorney General Garland has been a strong supporter of the ban, citing national security concerns, though the Electronic Frontier Foundation has criticized it as anti-democratic.
What does this mean for businesses and content creators who relied on TikTok?
The impact is substantial, Grace. According to analysis from Yahoo Finance, other social media platforms are expected to benefit significantly, with predictions suggesting that up to 70% of TikTok's advertising spend could shift to Instagram alone. This affects thousands of content creators and businesses who built their livelihoods on the platform, and they're now scrambling to migrate their audiences to other platforms.
Thank you for that comprehensive breakdown, Ethan. We'll keep following this developing story. In our second story this morning, we turn to the ongoing cleanup efforts following what's being called the largest urban fire in U.S. history. Joining us now is our health and safety correspondent, Chloe Martinez. Chloe, there are serious concerns about the cleanup process, aren't there?
That's right, Grace. According to LAist, the cleanup from these devastating Los Angeles wildfires presents significant health risks that many residents might not be aware of. Dr. Reza Ronaghi, a pulmonologist who lost his own home in the fires, has identified several dangerous materials in the debris, including heavy metals, burned plastics, and asbestos.
I understand asbestos is a particular concern in certain areas?
Yes, according to county records, about 73% of structures in the Palisades area were built before 1980, when asbestos was commonly used in construction. This makes the cleanup particularly hazardous.
What are health officials recommending for those who need to return to their properties?
LA County officials are emphasizing a comprehensive approach to personal protection. This includes wearing N95 or P100 masks, safety goggles, and protective gloves. They're also recommending people wear clothes that can be immediately washed after exposure.
And what about the financial impact of all this, Chloe?
The numbers are staggering, Grace. Insurance experts are estimating claims between $20 minus $40 billion, with homeowners' insurance claims expected to reach approximately $25.5 billion. The average claim could be $2 minus $3 million per home, which is significantly higher than previous California wildfires.
What about the long-term health implications?
Studies from previous disasters, like the 2018 Camp Fire and 2021 Marshall Fire, have shown concerning long-term effects. According to KACU's reporting, these include respiratory problems, cardiovascular issues, and even potential cognitive impacts. The EPA is currently monitoring air quality and removing toxic materials, but this process could take months.
And what's the message for residents who might be eager to start cleaning up?
The Los Angeles County Recovery website is very clear on this. Residents should not attempt to remove hazardous fire debris themselves. They need to wait for official clearance before returning to affected areas. The county has increased LAPD and Sheriff's Department patrols to protect properties during this period.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Chloe. Stay with us, viewers. We'll be right back with our third story after this break. Here are some other headlines. In Chicago, federal immigration officers are preparing for a major operation next week, targeting over 300 individuals with violent criminal histories. The operation, set to begin Tuesday, comes as part of President-elect Trump's promised deportation initiatives. Local advocacy groups are mobilizing to inform immigrants of their rights. In a stunning NFL playoff upset, the sixth-seeded Washington Commanders defeated the top-seeded Detroit Lions 45-31. Rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels threw for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns, while the Commanders' defense forced 5 turnovers. This marks Washington's first NFC Championship appearance in 33 years. Starbucks is ending its open-door policy, announcing that starting January 27th, customers must make a purchase to remain in stores. The change comes as part of new CEO Brian Nickens' efforts to address safety concerns and improve the customer experience. In Afghanistan, Taliban deputy Sher Abbas Stanikzai has publicly criticized the regime's education bans on women and girls, stating there is no justification under Islamic law. Speaking at a religious school ceremony, he urged Taliban leadership to reverse policies that have denied education to approximately 20 million Afghan women. In South Korea, President Yoon Suk Yeol's declaration of martial law was met with immediate opposition, leading to its swift revocation after just 6 hours. The Democratic Party initiated impeachment proceedings, citing constitutional violations, while public protests erupted nationwide. And now for our third and final story this morning. An interesting trend is emerging across America's solar farms, where sheep are becoming an increasingly common sight. With us is our energy and agriculture correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, tell us about this unique partnership between solar energy and agriculture.
Thanks, Grace. According to recent reporting from ABC News, what we're seeing is a practice called solar grazing, or agrivoltaics, that has now spread to 27 states with more than 60 projects nationwide. It's a fascinating combination of modern renewable energy and traditional farming.
Can you give us an example of one of these projects?
One of the most impressive examples, as reported by Newsday, is in Milam County, Texas. SB Energy operates the nation's 5th largest solar project there. We're talking about 4,000 acres generating 900 megawatts of power. And here's the interesting part. They're using about 3,000 sheep to manage the vegetation around the solar panels.
That's quite a large operation. How are farmers adapting to this new business opportunity?
Well, it's creating some real success stories. Ground News reports that J.R. Howard's company, Texas Solar Sheep, is a perfect example. Since starting in 2021, they've grown to manage over 8,000 sheep and employ 26 people, with plans for significant expansion by the end of this year.
Why are sheep particularly well suited for this kind of work?
According to agriculture experts like Reed Redden, who's both a sheep farmer and solar vegetation manager, sheep are actually more effective than mechanical alternatives. They can easily navigate between the solar panels, and, interestingly, the panels provide beneficial shade for the animals. This is particularly relevant, given that Texas reported a 4% decline in sheep and lamb inventory just last January.
Are there any concerns about this practice?
Yes, researchers are still studying the long-term impacts. Texas A&M University researcher Nuria Gomez Casanovas notes that while initial observations about sheep productivity are positive, they're still conducting comprehensive research on how this affects soil viability and overall land productivity in the long term.
Thank you for that fascinating report, Ethan. It's certainly an innovative approach to combining renewable energy with traditional farming. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.